All right, beautiful people. Welcome back to another amazing and impactful episode of the True Health Forever podcast, where we try to live our best life through the lens of holistic health. I'm your host, Devon Travell, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game. It has been a very action-packed, blessed, and full of love month and week. So the queen will not be joining us, but y'all got me, and we're gonna get into some marketing stuff a little bit on. But y'all know how we usually do. Let's start off with a little bit of a weekly recap. So first off, shout out to Black Love, shout out to Christiane DeAndre, our friends who just got married last week. Much love, and it was a privilege and honor to be a part of the ceremony as a groomsman, and then the queen as the matron of honor. Not the matron of honor, but a bride's matron. I don't know the exact wordings. Y'all know the wordings when you're married, but you're a bridesmaid. It's called a different thing. Anyway, that's what we were doing last week. Very beautiful ceremony, nice view, and shout out to the taco bar at the end. But other things that have happened. 2 weeks ago, I think we brought up the concept of, right, it was like inertia, or like basically as you get closer and closer to your goals, right? And this can be whatever you're setting up for, like a business, you're writing a book, you're doing a podcast, you're making a movie, whatever it is that you're working on. As you get closer and closer to that goal, for some reason, right? And there's a great book on it. I believe it's called the Labor of Art. Like, it gets harder and harder to achieve that goal. So that's something that I think, me and the queen are both kind of seeing, but also, I'll speak for myself since the queen's not here this time. I've definitely felt that a little bit this week, specifically today, on like the closer and closer it seems like I'm getting into a particular goal. And for me, it's more so on making, Play Black Wall Street, the best brand and the best income generating asset we can have as a company. The barriers that start to come up. Now, what you have to do is, and I'd talk myself through this one, so hopefully I'm able to get this message out to anyone else who may be feeling something similar, help you talk through what I went through. You have to realize, again, in your hero journey, right, you as Batman, as Spider-Man, as Superman, you need to think that these quote-unquote bad things that are happening are signs that you are on the right path. They're signs that you're getting closer and closer to the very goal that you've been working, months, years, decades towards. So you want to just push through as best as possible. There's a really good, I think, meme that I've seen where there's someone, hammering through, and they're digging, they're hammering through, and then there's a picture of one person who was probably like one hammer away, right? Like one more swing, and they would have broke through the entire tunnel, but they stopped one swing shy. So for you out there, my amazing entrepreneurs, creative folks, filmmakers, moms, dads, parents, lovers, all out there, like, please keep on fighting past the barriers that are coming, because that means you are getting closer and closer to your goal. All right, ready to do a podcast? All right, let's do a podcast, y'all. So today we are talking about 5 lessons in marketing that we have learned over the years. This will be across a few different brands. I'll try to give as many like specific examples as possible, but it's kind of motivated from this book right here. All right, the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. Definitely suggest you get it. I think we've gone over this a few times on the podcast. Great book, very short and digestible. And whether you're just starting off with your business or you're in the game for some years and you're trying to take your business to the next level, this is a great book to read. Yes, it says laws, right? But it's not like strict laws where you need to be doing these things, but it's a great way of approaching marketing, and it can really help you think. All right. Lastly, before I say the patented cued word, I almost forgot. I got a drone for my birthday. Shout out to the queen. Much love. Thanks, baby. But she got me this beautiful little Tello DJI drone, getting me, it's a starter drone, getting into it. But I have some drone footage from over the weekend that we were just kind of playing around with it. And yeah, it's fun stuff. So y'all may see some more drone footage to come, and we may invest in a TH4 True Forever drone to be able to get even better footage as well. Y'all know Daniel. Daniel's been coaching me. All right, you know what? Let's jump into it. Let's get into the episode. So, second off, we're going to start the episode, but we hit the whoa in our entrance, and honestly, I only hit the whoa, I feel like, in this podcast, so it was good to be able to do it in public, and it still looked good. All right, but let's hop into the 5 lessons that we have learned over the years for entrepreneurship in general, business, and marketing. So, our first lesson is an interesting story. So as y'all know, True Health Forever, we started in 2016, and our goal is to help improve the holistic health of the African diaspora in America. We have 4 pillars of health: social, physical, spiritual, and economic health. Now, it just so happened that the first product that we created was focusing on economic health. And this product, under what we thought was going to be the True Health Forever umbrella, was Black Wall Street, the board game. Now, although people love the product, right? And I say love because, they still continuously show us love. Shout out to everyone who's purchased it during Black History Month. Keep it on, keep on. We appreciate you. But initially, the concept of having a health company sell a Black history board game did not match up for our customers, right? It made sense in our heads because we knew our 10-year, 30-year, 50-year vision of what TH4 is going to do, and Black Wall Street is a key part in what TH4 is trying to do. We know that, but the customers haven't necessarily read our 10-page vision, right? Or the customers haven't necessarily always been there when we're going over our vision for the future. So for them, it kind of seemed out of place. There were folks on Instagram that were like, is this a scam? Is this really a health company selling a board game? There were some customers who bought the game, but on the credit card swiping, right, it said on like the invoice or on their credit card statement, it said True Health Forever. And they were like, I didn't buy any supplements. So some customers actually requested a refund, and we tried to fight some refunds. Not all of them we were able to win. So long story short, there was just a little bit of a struggle, an unnecessary struggle, because the expectation of what the customer thought this brand represented didn't match the product that they were wanting to buy. So the law that this matches up with for the 22 immutable laws is the law of perception. Okay, and in the law of perception, very briefly, they talk about how you need to use and not fight the way that customers will perceive your brand and perceive the world. So the lesson that we learned here is definitely do not try to, again, fight what the perception of a health company is and try to change people's definition of what health can look like right up front, right in the first swing. So what we did was we started a new Play Black Wall Street Instagram, completely separate. We created the brand of Play Black Wall Street. We got the Twitter, our own logo, obviously, which is featured on the game, as well as our own playblackwallstreet.com website. So proprietary wise, True Health Forever is still the parent company of Play Black Wall Street, but outside looking in, a new customer will be able to see Play Black Wall Street across everything, their credit card statements, the emails, and it makes perfect sense. Okay, so that was a huge and very expensive lesson that we learned, but we're thankful that we learned it early in the process, and obviously we can now help other people also learn that early in the process. All right, number 2. On the list of 5 lessons we have learned is you want to make sure you either find the lane that you are going to take over, right? Or create an entirely new lane. So for Black Wall Street, the board game, we started off thinking that we were getting into the board game lane, right? So we did what a lot of board games do, and we did a Kickstarter, because when you're starting a board game and you're trying to get a little bit of clout in the system, where you're trying to get some energy among the gaming community, most folks are going to Kickstarter. We know we were asking for interview questions. We were interviewing other game makers, but again, all from the lens of we're building a board game. But that wasn't true. What we were doing was we were building one of the first bleeding edge games built on Black history, right? So yeah, it's a board game, but it's completely different to say we are a Black history board game built on real history, real legacy, and facts that are built into it, right? So again, don't necessarily do what everyone else is doing. Try to figure out how can you find your lane, right? And it can be the board game lane. That can be your lane. Cool. Take that thing over. We believe in you, right? But sometimes you may also want to create a new lane or a new subcategory that's within the lane that you've already established.